My Lords, I'm conscious of the immense privilege that is mine to have a seat as of right in your Lordship's house, and I'm very grateful for the welcome and help I've received from noble lords and staff both today and as I have been inducted into its ways. The See of Winchester, which I serve, was founded in the year 660, and in the year 838, at the Great Council of Kingston, King Egbert of Wessex entered into a compact with the sees of Winchester and Canterbury in return for their promise of support for his son Ethelwulf's claim to the throne, and Ethelwulf was father of Alfred the Great. That ancient compact was a key moment in the developing relationship between church and state that has done so much to shape the life of this country, as together we have sought the common good. And it is to that theme of the common good that I will return later. But to turn specifically to the matter of this debate, in looking at this issue of international development, I believe we must pay proper attention to two cardinal principles, those of internationalism and localism. It is vital that as a country we take an internationalist approach to international development. Global problems, including climate change, require global solutions, and nothing less will do. But in all that, the local must not be lost. Effective development must always have purchase at the grassroots in specific contexts and communities, or it will be simply unsustainable. In my clerical career, I have been immensely privileged both to have been given a broad international perspective and unique insights into the local and particular. I have led a church in a rather unremarked but wonderful corner of South London, and led another at the heart of Paris, exercising ministry at the crossroads of the world. I have led a global mission agency deeply committed to pursuing a global agenda through the context of the very local. I've been Bishop of Truro in Cornwall, a place with great international reach historically and with its own much prized local culture. And I serve now in Winchester, a diocese which can lay good claim to have shaped the wider world. Think of Bishop Lancelot Andrews overseeing the compilation of the authorised version of the Bible and its global impact. But it's a place too which is made up of truly distinctive local places. Winchester, England's ancient capital, the great port city of Southampton, the burgeoning boroughs of Bournemouth and Basingstoke and Christchurch, are historic market towns and innumerable picture-perfect Hampshire villages, each a place of value in its own right, but part too of a greater whole. This theme of globalism and localism has particular relevance when we look at one theme critical to international development, and that is the issue of freedom of religion or belief, or FORB for short. Critical because the denial of FORB is inimical to effective community development. As Bishop of Truro, at the invitation of the then Foreign Secretary, the member for South West Surrey, the Right Honourable Jeremy Hunt MP, I authored a report on FORB, the recommendations of which became and remain government policy. And I'm also hugely grateful to my friend in the other place, the member for Congleton, Fiona Bruce MP, who holds the role of Prime Minister's Special Envoy for FORB, for her dogged commitment to the implementation of those recommendations which have even led to the passing for the first time of a UN Security Council resolution on this issue. In this global struggle for FORB, in which the UK plays a leading role, we value both the international, this is a universal right and a global problem, and the local, in that it is minority communities which are most under threat from its denial. And the denial of FORB is a scourge on local minority communities and therefore on their development. And its denial can be laid squarely at the feet both of weak government and of intolerant, authoritarian, nationalistic regimes who brook no dissent. This is therefore a growing global problem that requires a global response, and I'm honoured to play my part, along with many others, including the noble Baroness Cox, and the noble Lord Alton of Liverpool, in such a response. It is vital that we act globally to protect the distinctive and the local. And there is a moral connection between the global struggle for FORB and the challenge of climate change. In the end, only plural states with a heart for the common global good, rather than their own self-aggrandizement, are going truly to care about these issues. So action on FORB and action on climate change spring from a common concern for the common good, and in tackling both we seek the health and welfare of the whole planet, but a common good which in the end can only be expressed through flourishing local communities. Promoting FORB promotes plural, prosperous, stable states, contributing significantly to international development and to global security. In tackling climate change and FORB together, we must stand against those regimes that are more concerned with preserving their own power than seeking the local rights of minorities and the global good of the whole planet. So, my lords, I do urge His Majesty's government to maintain both a broad international perspective and to value and treasure the local and the particular, those things which make this world so rich and indeed so blessed a place.